quick message, bro. Your job should be a place of you making money. It should be a transaction thing for you. Your job, guys, it should not be a place for you where you are trying to, build up friendships. You're trying to find friendships. You're not trying to find love. If you're watching this, if you are in this position, if you're going to work every day, brother, dog, you should be going to work, my nigga, trying to get some money so you could put some money up to save, put some money up to pay your bills, invest, and go do your thing. The people at your jobs, bro, your coworkers at your job, they should not be, somebody where it's like you're trying to, build up a friendship. You're going to your job to make friends. You're going to your job to, find a relationship, guys. That you don't want to do that shit, bro, cuz people at your work environment, most people at your work environment, you might come across some people in your work environment in the work field that's cool. I know I have came across some people, in the work environment that was real cool, real down to earth, real solid. Some people I still keep in contact with. I talk to from, time and time and again. We don't talk a lot, but it's cool. It was respect, but for the most part, bro, you don't want to, go to work and, go to work and try to make friends. You don't want to do none of that, bro, because most people, this is the real fact that most people at your job right now that you're at, most people at your job, they really don't like you. That's the reality of, dealing with people in the work field. Most people at your job, guys, your coworkers, most of your coworkers do not like you. Some people at your job don't like the fact that it's like, you do your job. Some people at your job just don't like you just because of your personality, and it's the facts, bro. You will deal with these things in the work field. That's why, people say this all the time, and I say this all the time. Coworkers are not your friends. Coworkers are really preying on your downfall. You could be a person at your job that has got a raise, and this person, your coworker at your job has been, trying to get a raise. He's been working to get a raise for, months. And it's like you got the raise first, and it's like now they're, mad at you because you got the raise, bro. And it's like, it's just what it is, bro. You will, encounter these things in the work field. I've, encountered these experiences plenty of times. And it's like, I just know one thing about work for me, bro. Work is work. We all go to work to do what we gotta do. I don't like going to work. A lot of you guys I heard us watching this video probably don't like being at your job. If you have a job that you like being at, good for you. I'm happy for you, but most of us, don't like going to our jobs, waking up in the morning, going to our jobs. But it's what we gotta do to get paid and do what we gotta do, handle our business. But the main focus, the main goal I'm trying to tell you guys today, your coworkers, your job, you have to separate business from pleasure. You have to really separate business from pleasure. Even trying to date coworkers at your job, bro. Like this has happened to me like plenty of times. I can really tell you guys, like most of the jobs I've been at, it has just like been attraction from like me and another coworker. And it's like, I'm learning now to not really, jeopardize myself and jeopardize the jobs that I'm working at, by, talking to a girl, at the job, bro. Even shit like that, that shit can be, dangerous, bro. Like, you don't, I'm saying this even though I did this shit in the past, bro. Like, you really don't want to jeopardize your job to, date a coworker or have any type of romantic vibe going on at your job, bro. You don't want to shit where you lay it. You don't want to mix business with pleasure, bro. You want to just go to your job. You want to go get paid. You want to go home and go about your life, bro. You don't want to be this person that's at your job, guys. That's just loud. You don't want to be this person at your job that's just well known. I've met coworkers in the past that was just like the loudest people in the room, like just always was that was just always into like talking to people, we just talking to every single body. And it's like once you realize that, once you see that those type of people, be really the weakest people, the weakest ones in the rooms. The people that, just talk, 24/7 to everybody, tell their business off. And it's like, they think they got everybody at the job, guys, that it's their friend. And meanwhile, these people don't like this person that's just always talking, and it's like, bro, best believe this at a job, guys. There's always gonna be somebody that's gonna talk about you behind your back. It has happened to me plenty of times. This is a big reason why I don't really fuck with people like that. This is a big reason why I don't really care to make friendships at the jobs. I just really just care to just do my thing, work on my shit, go home, and do what I gotta do. But I'm just making this message to really just tell you guys, bro, your job should really just be a transaction. Your job should really be a transaction for you to, go to work, get paid. If you have investments you're working on, if you have plans you want to, get done with this job, bro, use that job for that, bro. Your job should not be pleasure. Your job should not be a place where you're going to make friends. You're going to find love. You're going to find a relationship, bro. That's the fastest way to get you out of your job, bro. Uh, 9 times out of 10, the people at your job, guys, don't like you. You could probably be a person that's quiet. People at your job, your work, your job, they don't like quiet people. I'm a quiet person. I get this shit asked, all the time when I'm at my job, bro, and just jobs in the past because I never really exposed information. Why you don't talk a lot? There are coworkers that's in that job that don't like people like us because we're quiet. Like we read the room, we read the energy of how people are presenting themselves, bro. I literally just be sitting back, and just letting people just expose the way they are, the way they act. I do my job. Some people come up to me and ask me why I don't talk a lot, bro. Like I'm just not that type of person to really just give out a lot of information about myself. I just don't care to have like a lot of people know personal information about me. There are people at the job, that don't like people like us because we are just quiet, bro. We're chosen ones. We're just people who are just stoic. We do what we gotta do. We go home. We get paid. And I want you guys to keep that mentality. Your job is simply a transaction, bro. You might not even be at that job for a long time. You might just need this job right now to, focus on what you got to do at the point of time right now to get to where you need to get to, bro. And it's like, I'm just here to tell you guys this shit, Doug. Like, people at your job, um, you just cannot mix pleasure with work. You really have to understand this and have this mentality. Your job is a transaction. It's not a place to find friendships. It's not a place for relationships, bro. Um, you know, like I tell you guys, most people at your jobs don't like you. Most of your coworkers don't like you. Your manager probably doesn't like you because it's like you're just to yourself. You're doing your thing, and it's like, duh. This is why I always will have this mentality to, look at a job, look at a 9 to 5 for, a transaction, a money transaction, bro, to really just work for myself that one day because I don't really see myself working a 9 to 5 all my life. I don't really see myself working in a job all my life, bro, because if the things I have experienced and the things I have seen, in the job field. So it's just like, bro, my perspective, my mentality on jobs have changed. And it is what it is. Don't mix business with pleasure, guys.